give you a line by line explanation of a very nice poem understood by Robert Frost. And the name of the poem is A Roadside Stand. But before I explain the poem A Roadside Stand by Robert Frost, I would like you to understand what the poem is all about. Am I okay? Now, let me tell you why Robert Frost wrote this poem. Robert Frost wrote this poem to show the difference between two classes of people in the human society. Those who live in the villages, they feel neglected. Not simply because of the fact that they are villages. It is because the people living in the cities are well off, richer. They get to enjoy the life to their heart's content. They are the people, city people, or the city dwellers are people who enjoy not only wealth, they enjoy life, happiness of life, and modern life, and the facilities understood of modern life, everything that actually keep them happy. They get to enjoy their existence to their heart's content. They do not have sadness. They are different from those living in the villages. Why they are different? They are happy and they enjoy different facilities. The people living in the cities get to use electricity, get to use roads, get to use get to send their children to the schools, colleges, universities. But does it mean that the poor in the countryside do not have schools? Yes, there is a difference between the schools in the villages and the schools in the school colleges and school universities in the towns, isn't it? Because the rich one prefer city life to village life, because city is a place where you get to enjoy life to your heart's content, whereas the village or countryside is a place where you can enjoy the beauty of nature. If you look at the perfection, understood, if you look for perfection or honesty, understood, in people living in the cities and in people living in the villages, I must say that people living in the cities are not pure, perfect, and fully honest, whereas people living in the villages are honest. Understood? Maybe they are down to earth, maybe they are poor as compared to those living in the cities, but they have a golden heart. People living in the countryside have golden heart. It is because their simple living, understood, and high thinking make them happier than those living in the cities. People living in the cities are clever. They maybe they are rich, maybe they have everything that they need to live their life to their heart's content or enjoy the facilities of modern life, but those who live in the villages are happier than them because They are good at heart, honest at heart, living the poor, the rural poor. Understood? The poor people living in the rural areas, rural in village areas, are owners of golden heart, whereas people in the cities are different from them because maybe they are rich, but they are not rich in the real sense of the term rich. If they are not honest, what is the meaning of their property? If your property doesn't make you feel happy, I don't think, even though they have a lot of money, but their money cannot keep them happy. Those who have enough money are running after money. Does it? Does their running understood, or do their running? Does their running after money make them happy? The people living in the villages do not run after money. They run after real happiness. They run after the amount of money that can keep them happy. They stay within their limits. Whereas people living in the cities do not want to live within their limits. Understood? When you cannot fix your goal. Understood? Sorry. When you cannot, I'm sorry, having, I'm coughing a lot today in the class because last night I got cold, and that may be the reason I'm coughing. Okay, fine. Sorry, I'm very, very sorry. But the people living in the villages are happier, but they are poor. And when the people, cities and villages, understood, are found in a country. According to the poet Robert Frost says that why will there be difference between people of living in countryside and the people living in cities in a country? Why will there be difference? Actually, he protested against the division of people living in a country. Understood? In different areas of a country. If the people living in the village areas are deprived of facilities, I think that is injustice being done to them. The governments in those countries where there is injustice, understood, where there is injustice being done to the people living in the countryside, should not happen, should be stopped. Injustice in the name of, understood, village, understood, or injustice in the name of, understood, rural areas, or injustice should not be done based on village areas or countryside and urban areas, that is city. Understood? It should stop before it is too late, because if a country makes progress, understood, in every field, the progress of a country depends on the progress of the people of that country. Be they live, be they live in village areas or cities. Justice should be done to all the people of a country, irrespective of their what? Caste, creed, community, status, standard of living. Understood? If the justice is done to all sections of society, then a country's progress lies in the upliftment or development of all sections of the society, whether they live in cities or villages. That is what the poet needs, and the poet, through this poem, understood a roadside stand protests against the injustice being done to the people living in the countryside, living in the villages, living in the rural areas of a country. It should stop immediately. People of a country, they are people of a country. Maybe they are living in the village areas or rural areas of a country, but this injustice, understood, should not be done. Is it their fault that they get to live in the rural areas? And it is because they are living in the rural areas, they will be deprived of certain facilities, or the flow of money should not reach those who live in the rural areas of a country, isn't it? They, all the people living in all the areas, all the places of a country should benefit from the economy of the country. They have the equal right. Only the people living in the cities will enjoy the economy of a country. Understood? Everybody has equal right to the economy of the country. You cannot deprive those living in the rural areas of their right to the economy of the country. What is the economy of the country? It means the facilities provided, the economic facilities, the different facilities of the country should be enjoyed by all sections of the society or the people living everywhere in a country, be it village areas or be it town, urban areas. Rural areas or urban areas. People from all over the country should benefit from the economy of the country. Everything should be equally distributed among all the people of a country, whether they are living in rural areas or living in urban areas. Understood? So it's very nice one. I don't know whether I am able to, explain it nicely or not. In this poem, what happens? Village, the poet starts with a roadside stand. Understood? It means there is a stand means a shop. Clear? And that is at the side of a road or beside a road. Clear? What is that particular shop doing? That shop is selling something. What are those things being sold in the shop? They are some products, village products. And if the people living in the villages must sell things that they produce in the villages, understood? There may be some vegetables, understood? The people living in the villages are illiterate or uneducated, and naturally, if they write S or N, due to their illiteracy, they may not be able to write N properly or S properly. They may make some mistakes. But the people living in the cities, as most of the people living in the cities are clever, understood? They depend on different evil means for their livelihood. Naturally, they are good at picking holes in the coats of people, and naturally, they actually find fault with you. Understood? They look for your weak points. Clear? And the people living in the towns, whenever they pass those particular areas, understood, village areas, rural areas, just to do different things, understood, when they use the village roads, they hardly find it important to stop just to have a look at the products that the villagers are selling. They don't do it. Who? The city people. City people, understood. The country people want the city people to stop at least for a second to have a look at the things the country people are selling. Country people means village people are selling, but the city people do not do it. Why? Because the city peoples are stone-hearted. They only think that the economy of the country belong to them only. Understood? They are the owner of the country, and those living in the villages do not have right over the economy of the country. Do you get it? That's right. And on the other hand, they are, as they are stone-hearted, naturally, they are not good at heart, they are not well-behaved, well-mannered, they do not sympathize with people. They are mean. Understood? The poet is saying, he is pointing accusing finger at them and saying that now you people are not down to earth. You people are clever, you people are mean, people are narrow-minded, and this is why you love to play with the lives of people living in the villages. That's why they don't show sympathy towards those living in the villages, as they do not stop near their shops that they have set up by the side of the road. Understood? They don't bother, they do not find it important to stand before their shop just to have a look at the things that the villagers are selling. And this makes the poet very sad. Looking at the difference, understood, between two sections of the people of a country, the poet feels sad. And this is why, through his poem, A Roadside Stand, he shows the difference between people living in the countryside and living in the urban areas or cities of a country. Do you understand? Have I been able to give you a very clear picture? You got it. And now I want to explain some lines. I would like to teach half the poem today, and the remaining will be taught in our class next day. Is that clear? Hello, are you ready? Will you please take a look at the board while I describe? Is that clear? Now see. The little old house was out with a little new shed. It means the poet starts his poem by saying that the little old house, the house that is by the side of the road, is little old house and was out with a little new shed. It means there is a extra room, that is shop, constructed outside the house that is by the side of the road. Do you get it? It means there is a house beside the road, and in front of the house there is a shed, means room, which that particular house use as a extension to use it as a shop. Understood? Do you get it? You understood? There is a house in front, beside the road, village road. Understood? There is a house beside the village road, and there is a extra room or extra. There is a shop attached to the house beside the road. Understood? That extension is being used. It serves as a shop. Understood? Clear? And whose shade is it? It is one of the villagers. Hello? It is one of the villagers' shop. Understood? This is why the poet is saying the little old house was out with a little new shed. Means the house, the shed is made newly. Understood? It's a new shed made, and it will serve as a shop in front of the house. Clear? Like we have a shop, you saw, that is at the back of the shop there is a house in which we live, and in the same way here the little old house is out with a little shop with a little new shed, and it's a newly made shed. Understood? But here you have made mistake, E. Here it will be E. Understood? Shed. Clear? S-H-E-D, shed. In front, at the edge of the road where the traffic sped. It means where in front, at the front of the shop. In front means at the front, in front of the shop. In front, it means in front of the shop. At the edge of the road, by the side of the road. In front of the shop, by the side of the road. Hello? In front of the shop, by the side of the road or beside the road, where the traffic sped. It means where the people sped, means vehicles. Vehicles. Do you know vehicles? Cars plied. The cars were plying very fast. The cars of the people. Traffic means the movement of vehicles. Clear? Sped. Moved fast. Clear? Hello? Did you understand? In front, at the edge of the road, where the traffic sped, means in front of the shop, by the side of the road, where the traffic sped. It means the movement of the vehicles. Understood? There was a movement of the vehicles or the movement of cars, different vehicles. Understood? Were going fast, were traveling fast. Means there is a shop beside the road, and in front of the shop, who were going? Different vehicles. Clear? Cars were moving fast. Clear? A roadside stand that too pathetically played, it would not be fair to say for a dole of bread. It means here a roadside stand. It means a roadside shop. Stand means shop. A roadside is a stand. It means a shop by the side of the road. Is a roadside stall, tea stall, a roadside shop. A roadside shop that too pathetically played. It means here shop is personified. How can shop make players come, buy some things from me? Is it the shop? No, it is the man who is sitting inside the shop is asking for, actually expecting. He may expect people, the city dwellers or the people living in the city, understood, to at least stop before his shop to have a look at the things he is selling. Do you get it? The shop is personified here, understood. Shop cannot ask people to stop to buy things that the shop is selling. Do it is not the shop that sell things in it. It is the people inside the shop who says the things, understood. So here, a roadside stand that too pathetically played, it means it were making request. Understood? Who? It was making request or pleas to people from the cities. Understood? Or the people passing his shop in cars. Just to stop the cars to have a look at the things he's selling. A roadside stand that too pathetically played, it would not be fair to say for a dole of bread. It means D-O-L-E. It must be dole, D-O-L-E. Why did you make mistake? For a dole of bread. Okay. For some bread. Some what? Bread, some food. It must not be fair. It must not be good to ask for some bread. Isn't it? Is it good? Actually, if you are living in city, you are a human being. If I am living in village, if I happen to live in village, I am also a human being. So why will you not have sympathy? Why will you not sympathize with the people living in the villages? You are a man living in the city, and I am a man, understood, living in the village. But if you are a city dweller, if you don't have what sympathy towards a village dweller, to a villager, to a countryman, understood, then you are not a man. Understood? Humanity or one man, maybe, we may live in villages or cities, but one man should have sympathy or at least show sympathy towards other human. Isn't it? That is called humanity. Isn't it? So, here it would not be fair to say for a dole of bread. It means it must not be good to ask for a piece of bread. Isn't it? A dole of bread means, no, it must not be. You please stop. If I am selling goods and if you are passing my shop, understood? If my shop is by the side of a village road and the shopkeeper is saying, please stop. If you are going, if you are a city dweller and you are passing my shop, understood? By your car, isn't it? You are driving your car and you are passing my shop, and I must not. Maybe I live in village. I must not cry. It must not be good if I cry. Come, please save me, save my life by seeing product, by buying products that I'm selling. Understood? Please do that. I should not do that. It must not be fair. It must not be good. To ask for a dole of bread, for a piece of bread, I must not stop you from plying your car, from driving your car. Understood? If you have sympathy, understood, maybe you live in the town, and if you have sympathy towards those who live in villages, understood, of your country, you must not think twice before stopping your car to at least have a look at the things I'm selling and to at least buy one or two things just to benefit the village economy. Understood? Whether it is village economy or city economy, but it is the economy of the country, isn't it? That is, the poet is showing the difference between the city dwellers and the people living in the countryside. It would not be fair to say for a dole of bread, but for some of the money, the cash whose flow supports. It means for some of the money. It means I must not what? I must not stop the car from plying on the road. Why? For I know, what do I know? For some of the money, the cash for some of the money, the cash, whose flow supports the town,
Hmm.
whose flow supports not only the people of the town, whose flow supports the flow of money supports the entire country. And if the villagers who are not getting understood a bit of what is flowing, it will be injustice to them, isn't it?
Hmm.
So, what is the poet is trying to say here that it would not be fair to say for a dole of bread, but for some of the money, the cash whose flow supports, the flower of city is from sinking and withering faint. It means the money that is that's what does the money does what does the money do here? The flower of the cities from sinking and fainting faint and withering faint. It means the money which is used, which is flowing, understood, which supports the people of the cities should also support those in the villages.
Hmm.
When? Only if the cars plying, understood, the village road, clear. If the car plying through the village roads stop and buy things, the villagers can also benefit from the money that is flowing in the cities to support the flowers of the cities. Flower means people living in the cities. Understood? So the money that is benefiting the flowers means people of the cities from sinking. Means the people in the cities are not sinking, are not experiencing hardships due to flow of money in cities and weathering faint and from dying. The money that flows in the cities to
Hmm.
save the people from sinking,
Hmm.
from dying in the cities, and that a portion of money that is flowing in the cities should also benefit the people living in the villages as well. Understood now?
Hmm.
And now the poet is saying the police traffic passed with a mind ahead, or even if aside a moment, movement, no moment. This is movement you have written. Moment, moment. You have written many mistakes. I don't know why you made a lot of mistakes. Okay, I don't know. Listen to me. The polished means civilized. The people living in the cities, actually, we see people living in the cities are as gentlemen, isn't it? So here the poet says the polished traffic means the people living in the cities, the civilized people. Understood?
Hmm.
Educated people living in the cities. The polished traffic means educated people living in the cities passed with the mind ahead. It means they pass the roads thinking only of themselves. It means the city dwellers are people, means those who live in the cities are people who won't think only of themselves. They do not think of others. Actually, what the poet wants to say, the so-called educated, polished, civilized gentlemen living in the cities only think of themselves. They do not think of others. They are self-centered. They are selfish. Understood? This is why the poet says the polished traffic passed with a mind ahead. Or even if, aside for a moment, if even if or if they stop, or even aside for a moment, it means if they stop for some time,
Hmm.
if those cars, if the cars that the city cars, try to listen to me, hello, the city cars flying on the village road, understood? Stop, stop for a moment, understood? Or ever, or at any time, or ever, or if ever, or if any time,
Hmm.
aside, if they stop by the side of the shops or by the side village road, a moment, if they stop there for a short span of time,
Hmm.
then out of sorts, it means they become angry. Even if they stop, if they happen to stop for a second, understood?
Hmm.
Those people going by cars, understood? Using the village roads, the people use the city dwellers, the city people using the village roads happen to stop for a second, they become angry. Why do they become angry? then out of sorts. Why? At having the landscapes marred with artless paint. It means artless paint, they don't have artistic taste, especially the villagers living in the villages, understood,
Hmm.
are not educated. Naturally, they may not have artistic taste like those of the educated people living in the cities.
Hmm.
Due to their poor knowledge of art, crafts. So, if they decorate their shops may not be as beautiful a- as the shops in the cities. Understood?
Hmm.
And this is people, if they happen to stop by the side of those shops, understood?
Yes.
What do they do? Out of sorts, they become angry. Why? At having the landscape means the beauty of the village. Understood?
Hmm.
That beauty of the village, at having the landscape marred means destroyed. With what? With the artless paint. It means artless paint means the painting. Understood? The decorations. Understood? The things with which they decorated their shops. They are not happy to look at the decoration of the shops, understood, of the villages
Hmm.
by the side of the village roads, understood. Why? Because the poor uneducated people of the village do not have proper knowledge of arts and crafts. Naturally, if they decorate their shops, it may happen that they may not make their shops as look as beautiful as those shops in the cities, isn't it?
Hmm.
So they become very angry because of their poor artistic taste that reflect in the decorations of their shops in the villages. So, at having the landscape marred with artless paint, of shines that with N turned wrong and S turned wrong. It means even if the people in the village, as the villagers are understood,
Hmm.
uneducated, illiterate, naturally they may not write N properly, S properly, understood. So, due to these flimsy mistakes, understood, petty mistakes, they make mountain out of a molehill. Who? The city people. City people pick holes in the courts of the villagers, saying, "Oh my God, how could you write? You don't know how to write N, how to write S." And these directions, they mistake directions due to the improper knowledge of the poor, uneducated villagers. Understood?
Hmm.
With shines that with N turned wrong and S turned wrong, as they couldn't write N or S properly just to show the directions. Offered for sale wild berries in wooden pots and or crook-necked golden squash with silver words. It means they even do not bother to see for sale the wild berries in the wooden pots, you know, wooden pots. They have kept some berries, wild berries,
Hmm.
collected from village areas for sale, but they even do not bother to see those things they are selling in the golden pots, in the wooden pots in the shop, or crook necked like this. Hello,
Hmm. Hmm.
crook necked golden squash with silver words. It means in silver containers. Understood. There actually silver words means some stripes. Understood. And crooked named golden squash. It means some vegetables,
Hmm.
understood, that actually have some stripes over them. They even do not bother to have look at those things as well. And then, or beauty rest in a beautiful mountain scene. Understood?
Hmm.
Or beauty rest in a beautiful mountain scene. Even if they stop, understood, at least for the beauty in the beautiful mountain scene. They may stop, but they actually hardly have time. Then, you know, they should at least think that beauty rests in a beautiful mountain scene. What? Due to this, due to their what? anger, unhappiness, due to their, arrogance. They do not have the patience to enjoy the beauty of nature that lie in the beauty of nature in the mountainous areas of our country, in the mountainous areas of the, understood. If you go to Scotland, you don't know Scotland is a hilly country. If you walk, you have to walk on the zigzag track. And the people using the village roads, understood, in the mountainous areas should at least stop for a moment,
mm,
or they need to at least wait for beauty in the beautiful mountains, in at least for to enjoy the beauty in the lap of nature in the mountainous areas. But they don't have time. They are already angry with the villagers because of the shops, because of their poor taste, clear, because of their illiteracy, because they do not do exactly how the people in the cities sell. Understood, there is their way of selling is different from those of the cities. Understood, this is why they actually don't bother to just stand there. You have the money, but if you want to be mean, why keep your money this costly or go along? It means you have the money. The poet says, who do the poet say? The poet says to the people living in the cities. Understood? What does the poet say? You have money. Those who live in the cities have money.
mm,
But if you want to be mean, if you want to be narrow-minded, mean-minded, understood? If you want to be mean-minded, why keep your money? Then why keep your money? It is no use keeping your money if you don't have the hearts to buy. If you don't have the hearts to enjoy the beauty of nature. Understood? If you are so busy, or if you are mean-minded, it is of no use, because sooner or later we all have to go. If you are so educated, you at least think that they are human beings. People living in the cities, living in the rural areas or villages are also people. You should sympathize with them. You should show your sympathy towards them. One human being should show sympathy towards another human being, right or not? But if you are not doing that, you are not a human being, you are an animal. Clear? Why keep your money? Why do you keep your money inside your pocket if you don't have the desire to spend them? Or and go, and you should have written and here and go along. Then you either you stop here, if you are not, if you don't have desire to buy anything being sold in the rural shops, you leave that place. If you are mean minded, if you are not going to buy, understood, then it's no use keeping your money in your pocket, then you leave. Understood? If you are not willing to buy, then why keep your money crossly and go, and you must have written D here and go along. The heart to the scenery would not be my complaint. It means, as you people are stone hearted, as you don't have the desire to enjoy the beauty of your duty of nature to your heart's control, only because of our shops, because for fear of benefiting, you are not stopping. Hello, you are not stopping on the village roads for fear of benefiting the rural people, the poor villagers, understood? Poor uneducated villagers. You are so stone hearted. Hello, the poet is criticizing, making fun of the people living in the cities. You are so stone hearted, you are so narrow minded, you are so mean minded that you do not stop on the village roads. Why? You think that maybe your presence may benefit the rural economy. What you don't know is economy. There is no difference between rural economy or city economy or urban economy. Understood? The economy is of the country where we live. Understood? If you are dividing the people based on village and cities, you are ultimately destroying the economy of the country. You are blind even with your eyes. You don't have the eyes to see the reality of life. Understood? The poet, that is why the poet is criticizing those who are living in the cities. At least they should stop. Understood? And the poet is saying the heart to the scenery. It means as you don't stop to enjoy the beauty of nature in the mountainous areas. Understood? Where there are villages. Understood? There are many villages in the mountainous areas of our country. Understood? In different countries of the world. When you don't have the heart to the scenery, won't be my complaint. It means it would not be my complaint that you people do not stop to enjoy the beauty of nature. But so much as that trusting sorrow of what is unsaid. It means you do not try to understand the agony of those people living in the village areas, rural areas, understood, countryside of your country. What they cannot say. The people living in the villages cannot speak their mind, they cannot express their sorrows that they have in their hearts. Why? It is because you people do not have sympathy for those people living in the villages. That's why you do not stop there. You do not buy their products. You do not show sympathy. You do not see them as equals. You do not see them as the same human beings or living beings. Their crime is that they live in the villages, so they have fallen from your estimation. But is it good to do that? This is why it is a protest. So much as the trusting sorrow of what is unsaid, it means the people cannot share their feelings. Here, far from the city, we make our roadside stand. This is why here you do not have the time. Here, in this place, far from the city of where you live, the poet is saying to the people living in the cities, we make our roadside stand. We have made our roadside stand. We also want you to come and stop beside our shop to buy things that we sell just to benefit the people living in the villages. That's how the country of a that's how the people living in the village understood, feel that justice is also being done. If you people living in the cities and think only of the people living in the cities, this is how the progress of a country cannot be strong. Rather, it will hamper, isn't it? So, this is the past part of the poem, understood? And the remaining part will be discussed in our new class. If you think that you have benefited from my class, and if you think my lecture actually benefited you, understood, or made you understand something that was hitherto unknown to you, please don't hesitate to get me or give me at least one like. Bye.